Okay, this is a uh, little quick tip for you on how to set up drip campaigns. And somebody asked the question a little bit about how do we set up a campaign so that it actually goes out to an individual. And the truth of it is that campaigns don't go to individuals, they go to groups. The way it's set up, you basically go in and you create a group. You can go here and just add a new group if you want to. And in this case, I'm on Nathan's site, so I'm going to add a group and then I'm going to delete it. But maybe you want to add a group that says military buyers. Okay? And what you'd like to have happen is for each military buyer that you have to go to get an email every so often from you. Realize that they've already set up ones. TREG already has set up for you, your brokerage has set up for you email campaigns that you can use. But if you want to set up a custom one of your own, this is how you do it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go into military buyers. You're going to set up the group. So we're going to create the group. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to go into a campaign and you're going to add a new campaign. And let's say that we want to, and you can see each campaign right here is also connected to a group. You can connect it to one or more groups. Then what you do, the next thing that you do is let's add a new campaign, and the campaign name is going to be military buyers or whatever you want it to be, right? So you can set it up so that it makes sense for you. Now you can see over here that there was a military buyer campaign already set up, and I just set up a military buyers campaign. And so this campaign that we do is going to be connected to this group. Okay, so that's what you do. Now, from that point forward, anybody that you put as a lead and they go over, if they are connected to that group, they will immediately start to receive those emails. And that's how you set up someone to be able to receive the emails. So if I hit create campaign, we can do that. But before we do, realize that if you put an email in here, the way that you add them in is you put an email subject. So you put welcome to Norfolk. Let's get back here. From Nathan. Okay, so now that you do that, and the message that you select, now what I did was I went in and put a message in, and there's a follow-up email 1 right here. And the way that you do that, and I'll get to that in a second, but what I did was I went up and you go to documents and you create a new document and you name it whatever you want and you put it under the group sample drip emails and it shows up right there for you. So you can actually, if you add a document, go in and get it. I'm going to go ahead and click on this, and that's going to be the first email that I have. I'll show you how I did that in a second so that it makes sense. But you just have to remember that the method is first you create a group, then you create a campaign, and you add in documents into each one of those. So if you want extra documents that are customized for you, there's already a bunch in there that the brokerage has created for you, but you can add more by going into documents. And so that's kind of the method to how you make this happen. Let's go back here for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and not add I'm not going to create the campaign, and in fact, so I'm going to hit cancel here. Okay, but if you did, that's how you would do it. Now under documents, if you want to add, it says add category, add a document, or add a template. What you want to do is add a document, and let's say that the document is follow up email number 2. Okay, and you use one of those little short one-liners that I had set up. So you do, how is your search going? Would love to hear from you. Nathan. One of these little simple one-liner. This is whatever you'd put in the email that you would send them, and then all you do is you can select a category. You can put them in sample drip campaigns or whatever you want. but just create the document. Boom, it's done. So now when you go back into a campaign, and let's say that you wanted to add those to a campaign, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom. Let me scroll down here. All right, and the next thing that happens is you just hit add a campaign email, and it says you put the subject in, and this is the actual subject that will appear on the email itself. So in this case, we're going to say welcome to Norfolk, right? And the message that you're going to hit is this follow-up email too, which is the one that we just created. So you can actually create as many of these as you want and set them up as much as you want. Now, I forgot to mention one thing. This little day 61, 62, this is how many days from the time that you put them into the group that they're going to receive it. And in this case, the one that's already been set up for you, the sample drip campaign that's already been set up, is day 1, day 3, day 5, day 6, then it goes to 15, then it goes to 25. You notice that it starts more quickly up front, and then it spaces out as you go along. And that's by design, because you don't want to constantly pester people. You want to be able to continue to follow up with them. So anyway, I'm not going to add this one in, but I did want to show you that's how you do it. It's really simple, and I'm going to remove this campaign email. Okay, perfect. And we're set to go. So that is how you add a drip campaign. You add an email to it, and you make everything happen. Hope that helps.